Old fool wisdom, common sense to the max. The 8th, March 8th, 2023. What happened? Oh, we got a guy talking bad. Charles Barkley. Somebody set that dude up for a lawsuit. Somebody come right up to him, and he helped back up his big talk and set himself up for a lawsuit. Who knows? He may be getting paid by Trump. I've talked to you people about all the hustles behind the scenes. And I've gone over a lot of my stuff, and people have asked me about that word I use a lot, gun fag. That came years back. Some anarchist guy put out a little pamphlet about guns, and he brought up the M1 Garand, M1 carbine, 45, a bunch of the I think the AR-15 and a M16, and he called himself a gun fag. And that's these people that get up, all they think about all day long is some gun thing. They ain't got another life. One of them got in trouble up in Utah. I don't even think he put up a good fight. He was the guy who was talking about a sniper rifle in his ghillie suit. You remember I warned people on my other podcast, strutting around these guns, talking this big talk, you're going to get in trouble. You better get you a good lawyer and some bail bond. Make friends with a bail bond man. This guy didn't even put up a fight. And his friends come up there, oh, well, he was a good old guy, he just talked. Well, they should have warned the dude. You don't talk like that. You're going to get a visit from that eagle. You can be an old wino out here running your mouth. I know a guy in a veterans hospital. He saw young men coming back from Iraq, Afghanistan with those head injuries. And he was a Vietnam vet. He knew the score. He rambled on in the hospital about what he's going to do with a shotgun, and talked about the President of the United States. Stuff like, he got a good visit. He came visit him in his hospital bed. He was in there about leg amputations. You don't got to run your mouth on stuff like that. Them people should have warned that guy. Of course, I wonder what happened to all of his guns. Who got those? I hadn't even studied the thing. I think he got killed. I don't even think he put up a good fight, like you hear all these people talk about. And I was young, people would, one of the first things people would tell you, people that love guns and everything, a gun can get you into trouble. You go to years ago and you go buy a gun in there. I didn't, but I was with people who've done it. Some of them people give you a long spiel, act like they don't want to sell you a gun. If you're a young person, ramble on about how you get in trouble. They really didn't want to act like they didn't want to sell you a gun. These people showing up, counter-demonstrating. I think I brought that up. Somebody's going to make a slip, man. Gun's going to go off. Maybe an agent provocateur on both sides, stirring up trouble. Watch out for it, people. Old fool here is laid common sense down on you. Cold truth about things. These big mess we've got. Gaza. Here's one for you. Who's going to pay to rebuild Gaza? That place been bombed all the way down. What's going to happen? Years ago, I used to talk to the radio shows. I don't think you can do that anymore. Call-in shows. And they used to be good about that in California. They took a lot of calls. Not like that old phony Rush Limbaugh. Died almost $500 million. I wonder who got all of his money. I wonder if he gave that to some of the veterans. He's the one that laughed about being a drop dodger. Supposed to have some balls on his rear end or something like that. He didn't even take any calls. He was a pacifier. That's what he was up there for. Never had nothing done. No solution to a damn thing. He's just a conservative hustler. He found the need to counteract liberals. And he went in there and he played it. Found him a good hustle. Anyway, years ago I brought up on a talk show. Now, I don't know how many Palestinians there are. They said years ago they claimed it was 2 million. We could have tucked those people in here down in Southern California. You know where Coachella is? Where they all go down there and do their little old thing and the music. It's overcrowded now. But back those days, that's where they got all the date trees and everything down there. That climate is just like what they got over there right now, over there in Gaza and Israel. We could have took all those people in here. We wouldn't even have that problem over there. I remember that, and I brought that up. People would laugh. Oh, you can't do that. Look what we got now, man. 10 million stone flat. We're not talking about the legal. We're talking about stone flat illegals. Years back, we could have handled that problem. Those people loved it down there. It wasn't overcrowded like it is now. That climate and everything, the people would have thrived down there. Could have been like what we call territory or possession. Or just a state down there, a little Southern California state. They'd be doing their own thing down there. Making money, doing good. And people work hard. I think they're supposed to be Semitic people. Just who is a Semitic person? Some people claim and tell you any Muslim is Semitic. Of course, that's not true. Some people claim Hindus, all that bunch are Semitic people. And Palestinians, he's supposed to speak Aramaic. That's supposed to be what Jesus spoke, Aramaic. Some people even say that's what Jesus really looked like. Oh yeah, go over and look at one of them regular Palestinian guys on the street. That's what Jesus looked like. He looked like some blue-eyed, red-headed dude, long hair. See, that problem could have been solved just by doing, that would have been some worthwhile immigration. Just think about that, people. Old fool told you. All the problems that would have solved. Now, getting back on this gun thing, prices keep going up all the time. I'm so sick of hearing about it, man. I know they're burning people on these prices. Panic. Panic. They should have on these podcasts stuff like old what's his name, Joe Reagan, stuff like that. They should have people up on there. All these smart guys. You got all these Navy SEALs out here. I'm not just picking on them. All of these smart guys, these operators. People should ask them on these radio shows, these podcast shows, and the radio, whatever. What would you do if you were in charge of getting rid of the guns in America? How would you go about it? Wouldn't that be an interesting topic to hear all those people talk about? How would they do it? There's a lot of guns out there, more anywhere in the world, they claim, except some people like Pakistan. Say America's got more than any country. They should be cheaper. That's supposed to be economics. There's abundance of things supposed to be cheap. How would they do it? It's a good, interesting thing to ask anybody, an admiral, a head of the major generals, some regular guy out here, one of these operators. He wouldn't have that power, that position, but he could give us all a good little thing, how he would do it. We're not talking about protecting them. We're talking about taking them all in. How would they go about it? All these smart guys you hear out here, these military bunch. Probably work better with the foreign troops. They would be more brutal. Well, I'm old fool wisdom, your common sense guy. Spend a lot of money. Give them whatever, I brought it up before, give them whatever the going rate is, the price, retail. That'd be one way to do it. You get a lot of them in right there. Then offer rewards. People turn them in. Big rewards to turn somebody in that's hoarding them. That will work. You got all these American people. You'll do anything for $1. Wishy-washy. Then you would have huge propaganda. Just too many killings, children getting killed and all like that. A whole lot of people starting to think that way. A lot of gun owners themselves. No, we need to check these guys out, man. We need some background checks here. Then brutal. You're going to have the military to do this. Take a huge force of people. First, it'd take a while. You do the propaganda thing like I just talked about, and the payment. The payment. You tell them it's coming. You're going to get your paid. Turn the damn things in. Bring them down here right now. We're going to write you a check for the worth of whatever you got. Maybe 200 minimum. Anything you bring in, 200 minimum. And anything else, whatever the retail price is, turn them in. Sooner or later, you're going to be in trouble. You can just help yourself out right now. Go turning things in and get all this money. And if you reward money too, anonymous, tip. Then the ammunition thing. They'd have to go out there. Turn in ammunition. There's another one. Hell, $1 a round. Be spending a lot of money to do what I'm laying out for you, but that would, you'd be surprised what that would do here in this country. Be a whole lot of this gun problem be out of your out of your way. Now, I'm just saying, like I would like to hear these other people say, what would they do? It was in their hands. These gun fags and all these Second Amendment people and on and on, all that bunch. Bring them out here and ask them a question how they would do it. They should know they own these things. What would they do if it was in their hands to get rid of them? Would it be a tough question to ask all those people? Then it'd have to go in stages like that. And then pretty soon you just have to get brutal. Anybody got out there and pull a little old thing, you're going to snipe at somebody with a long-range rifle. You go into the territory where they are, like people used to do. Every third man, pull him out there and execute him right then. If you didn't get that sniper, you got in those neighborhoods, or anybody promoting that stuff. Anybody's got a record standing on that Second Amendment, you'll grab a bunch of them and execute them. Every third one. Some of those territories that try to hold out, just go in there and start executing them every damn hour. Now, I don't want to see this happen. I'm not anti-gun. But old fool has just laid some gems out there for you to think about. Now, that's the way, if I was in charge, that's the way I would do it. Now, what would these other people out here, all these hot shots up here, they should be asked that question. Old Joe Reagan, he should have them up there and said, what would you do if it was up to you to get rid of these guns in America? Now, what would you do? Be a lot of good ideas out there. I just gave you old fool wisdoms. Big talkers. These gun fags. That dude up there, this ghillie suit, I don't know what happened up there. I didn't even study the thing. I think he got killed. Somebody should have warned him about running his mouth like that. What happened to all his guns? I know he had a lot. Guns and guns and guns. And they keep jacking the price up. And I told you about the sanctuary cities. How your boy Trump probably going to be a president, I don't know. Don't look for any big things. They're not going to drag 8 million people out of here just to round them people up, man. It ain't going to happen. When old Reagan gave amnesty to those people back when, part of the deal, it was supposed to tighten up. He gave those amnesty. Then the tighten up was supposed to come. Real strict. No fooling around. Telling people flat out, you ain't coming in here. That's supposed to solve all the problems, all the way down to today, till today. Just think about the mess we got today, man. 20, 30 years ago, we could have took those Palestinians in here, and they would have been down there in Southern California in that Imperial Valley. Now look at the mess we got. People say, oh, well, we couldn't take that too many people down there. It just wouldn't work. That's what they used to tell people on the radio talk shows out there when people brought that up. Oh, nobody's going to go for that. Look at the mess you got now. The foreign aid. Some of those countries those people coming from, we're giving them people foreign aid. I haven't kept up with it. Go ask the people about it. Some country's been on the dole for years. Turkey over there. That's at the crossroads of the world, trading. What do they need any money for? Should be getting rich. Who else is on the dole? A whole bunch of them down in there, coming in on South America, Central America. Foreign aid. Shouldn't even be going out of here. I talked about reparations of the black people. That's one of my things on black. You could hear it all about it. What to be done, some concrete moves, not to waste money. A good hit, a lasting impact. Not some fly-by-night thing, holiday. Old Pooh's laying this out here on you. You don't hear this any place else. Even all the gun fags. And you've heard me talk about the cock guns everywhere. You never heard that anybody else. Nobody even brought that up. That's a major subject to talk about. Cocked. All these things you hear. Kids shooting another kid in the home, and fools half drunk and shooting their child. Cocked guns. Every damn one of them. The cheap ones and the big expensive one. Some lady made a big pile of money off the TikTok thing. They're trying to stop today. She on there got, I don't know how many people, I think it's 4 million, maybe 40 million. Hollywood wanted her for something, I don't know why. You're living in an insane world. That's something to remember every day when you get up and you think about anything around you, the cost of food or whatever thing. You're in an insane world. I warned you about the food's going to be sold on the market someday. We're the breadbasket of the world. We've got enough oil for American people. That stuff's going on in the market, and pretty soon, we're the breadbasket of the world. Huge thing of that's going to be out on the market. It can be like these poor people down here, Peru somewhere. All that food they don't even get to taste or eat be going to fish food. He imported up here. So whoever's got the money, when things get bad in some of the countries, let's talk about China here now. They're supposed to have big silos over there and things like that. There's people still living out in those provinces. They're happy out there. They let them do their own little thing. Of course, a lot of them want to go down in the big cities and go hang in the malls over there. That's where they would be today if Nixon and Kissinger hadn't sold this country out. They'd be doing nowhere today, just another big old Cuba. You'd had the fat, the fat always comes to the top. But out in those provinces, they would be out there doing their little thing. Happy. There's supposed to have been some American communists who went over there, put their money where their mouth was, these true believers. You don't hear who they were. There were stories about them. They lived way out in the country. They had a little old farm, and they talked about how they got to eat so many eggs a week, and they were happy out there, really doing the communist thing, which is a mindset, as long as you got a lot of food. You shouldn't even have a food shortage down in Cuba. Those Cuban lovers down there. They should all went to they had the revolution, they all should have went to the country and been out there working, getting self-sufficient. All that land they got out there, good black dirt, they can grow anything on. That's what the old American people, they went down there. Brecenia Mold Brigade, some guy was down there, and he told me, he got put up, look here, this black dirt we can grow anything. There shouldn't be any food shortages in that place. There should have been a mass move to this countryside and work, like they did when they first got down there. And old Castro got out there and he cut so many pounds of sugar cane. That's what you should have been doing, getting all them damn offices. They were sticking their nose in other countries' business. They're running out over in Africa and doing all sorts of stuff. No way in the world in that country down there anybody should be hungry. Cuba. Pale revolution, not run right. Okay, old fool wisdom. I laid some stuff down here for you. This is second coming in 2024. This is the second return. You're living in an insane world. Just remember that.